Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, September 28th by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi, and our energy mantra for today is the revelations that come ease me into balance. It is my third time trying to get this recorded. All right, so today we have some interesting things going on. Among the most interesting things going on, we have Pluto going direct after 5 months retrograde. Pluto has been retrograde since April, late April. So anytime planets go direct, retrograde, it's really interesting to see what the lessons are specifically for you by looking through this time period. What has gone on for you? What has gone on in and of your life? And how have you been asked to show up, step up, empower yourself? Ultimately, Pluto energy is about empowerment, but often this empowerment comes through the process of transformation. A lot of times, this process of transformation is a phoenix experience. So we go through many births and deaths and rebirths in and through the process. So where have you been born again through this process since April? And then again, looking, how has this empowered you? Now, as Pluto goes direct, it moves very slowly. So chances are you're not going to feel it. Like, kind of feel the Mercury direct thing. It's like, oh yeah, it's direct again. Oh my God, my computer suddenly works again. Like, it's not going to be quite that kind of thing. But hopefully, ultimately, over these next few weeks, as it begins building its momentum again and moves on slowly, very slowly, but hopefully over this time, you'll be able to feel where it was you were asked to step up and be empowered. Now, funny enough, I wrote a blog several years ago, I think it was in 2013, where I went through sign by sign and what the lessons were sign by sign. I'm going to put that out. Like, my astrological verbiage and stuff may have shifted over the years, but that information is still true and can still be affecting you. So go check that out. I'll put it on the Gaia Blooming Facebook page, and I will put it on my personal page as well. So check that out just to see where your sign is getting worked by Pluto. Now, the other really interesting thing today that we have going on is some yin energy coming in. Have you consulted your yin today? Okay. We have the Sun conjunct Vesta. Vesta is a goddess asteroid. Vesta represents that which is holy or divine within us. But Vesta is technically a goddess of the sacred fire. Vesta tunes us in to the temple that we are, the temple that our body is for our divine spark, our soul energy. So Sun conjunct Vesta is asking us to treat ourselves divinely today. Hold that energy as if we are, because we are divine, but so often we forget that and then forget to treat ourselves accordingly. Also, in alignment with that, how are you showing up? We have Saturn conjunct Lilith. So Lilith is so divine that she was like, I will not live a life that is not true to me. I will walk away to things that are not true to me. And so Saturn is asking us, how are we showing up in our truth? How are we showing up in accordance with our beliefs as it finishes up its process in Sagittarius? Actually, at master level, 22 degrees today. So this is a master lesson. How are you going to show up? And can you begin to take steps of walking away from that which is not true to you? That's what Lilith is asking us to do. And if you can tune into the divinity of your Sun conjunct Vesta, that will also support that message. Have you consulted your yin today? And again, Vesta and Lilith represent two different sanctions of yin energy. Lilith is the fierce, primal, wild yin energy who is very much not afraid to go her own way. Vesta, I wouldn't say that she's soft, but she has a softer essence. Holy, the holy yin. What else do I feel with Vesta? She does have a fiery spark, which does go very well with that Lilith connection. Passionate. Vesta is very passionate. Especially passionate about honoring herself and honoring that which Vesta knows is holy. And so consult your yin. You don't have to just consult those two archetypes. There are many archetypes within the yin energy that you can consult to help you step up, show up, and be empowered in your yin. It's really funny, as I was sitting to do the horoscope, there is a song that goes, it's a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl. But I, in my head, heard it as, if this is a yang world, but it would mean nothing without the yin inspiration that supports that. And this is the heart of balance. And this is where revelations will come to you and help you work in and through your own personal balance energy. So besides these things going on, we have the moon in Capricorn. Moon in Capricorn making several connections today. Probably one of the ones that we may feel the most is the moon conjunct Pluto. Let's see what time that's happening at. 7:27 p.m. is the moon conjunct Pluto. Pluto, newly direct. So you may feel a push for transformation in and of that. Again, remember, Pluto is not afraid to phoenix us. And as Pluto and the moon come together, Moon and Pluto are so interesting, and I've said this before, but I do find this to be such an interesting thing. Moon and Pluto both contain the light and the dark, the shadows and the bright, you know. The moon right now is beginning to move into a full moon. We have a full moon next week, which is something I want to bring up, and I'll bring that up maybe a little bit today. So we have that. We're in waxing phase, building, growing, and so she's moving into her light, but still there is some shadow there. Pluto brings the potential for the lightest light as we reach and keep transforming into our ultimate power. And yet, in order to get to that place of true empowerment, we do have to face the shadows. We have to face those things that we've tried to push away into the crevices, the things that carry the shame, the things that make us put our masks on. Because when you're wearing a mask, you are not truly empowered. When you're wearing a mask, you're pretending. And we're not here to pretend. We're here to get beyond the illusion, to be true and one unto ourselves in our existence, to be in our divine harmony. Look at these cards. Oh my God. To wear a mask is to cause stress. Because if you're wearing a real mask, you're like always fixing it, like, do my eyelashes get caught on it, or, you know, whatever, and get sweaty and hot under there. We're not here to wear masks, not for long periods of time. We are here to be beyond the illusion and true to ourselves. Now, speaking of this, and speaking of the shadows, and speaking of consulting the yin, you know, I'm not into the battle of the sexes. I'm not into the yang has done it wrong or the yin has done it wrong kind of thing. But I do want to make a point. Yes, this world is currently very patriarchal still. It has a very young dynamic. It has very masculine ruled energy in many ways. However, the yin has a place in all of this, and place in her responsibility. And I brought this up with a client earlier. The yin, the woman, in general, has been the one raising the children. And so the yin is very responsible, at least at a very young age, for teaching children how they're going to show up in the world, in what manner, and in what kind of balance in their own personal yin and yang. And so this is an opportunity for the yin to take that responsibility and to teach a more balanced version of yin and yang dynamic energies. And notice where you may have been, or may even still be, playing into old social dynamics that don't bring about the balance that is true to you, and that's true to every single one of us on the planet. It's just something to look at, especially with that Moon-Pluto connection, because something may come up in that, and you're like, oh my gosh, I see it. Also, aiding in that, we have the Moon trine Venus and the Moon trine Mars. So we actually begin the day with the Moon trine Venus, and we have that Moon trine Mars a little bit after. So we have Venus and Mars in Virgo. Venus and Mars, funny enough, with the full moon that we have next week, Venus and Mars will be conjunct at that time. So we're building into this strong energy of balance. But as the moon trines Venus and as the moon trines Mars, we may get insights as to where we are showing up in our wholeness with that yin energy and with the yang energy and with the yin within the yang and the yang within the yin. Keep looking deeper to see how they are so intrinsically connected that you can never have one without the other. It's impossible. Nor should we have one without the other. It shouldn't be that way. Also, bringing radical insights, I believe today, we have Mercury in conjunct Uranus. So Uranus is in Aries. Uranus is retrograde in Aries, helping us liberate, change, release. It is at 27 degrees right now. 27 degrees, that is a passionate degree. It's also a degree of completion, release, letting go. Now, anytime Mercury and Uranus come together, that can be very stimulating. You may feel this. You may get a little stressed out. That means you're too much in your head and you're listening too much and taking what's in your head a little bit too seriously. Shift that. Tune in. Get into your physical body. Even though Mercury in Virgo does light up the mind, it also wants to light up the consciousness of our body. So if you're feeling this, well, if you're feeling that too, getting stuck in illusions, if you want to get here into the harmony aspect, take your monkey for a walk, get out in nature, get into your physical body, dance, move around to help support you in and through any of that. And this may be a transit. If you can get beyond the monkey mind where revelations do come through for you. The only other aspect that is happening today is a minor one, Moon connecting to Neptune. Moon and Capricorn connecting to Neptune. Anytime Neptune is involved, Neptune or Uranus is involved. I'm like, okay, like the universe is trying. It's trying to infiltrate magic back into those places where we have forgotten the magic. Again, this is where the yin and yang can really work together in bringing this magic back, because it is all one. All right, to finish from this, I want to say one last thing, actually. Last full day of Mercury in Virgo. Mercury will move into Libra late tomorrow, but we're going to have Mercury at that final degree most of tomorrow. It may hit it like really, really, really late tonight, really, really late on Thursday night. But that 29th degree, that can also instigate that monkey mind. So be really mindful of where your mind is going. And I love this card. I have not pulled this card yet. Creative cocooning. Creative cocooning is a freedom I give myself. I create a safe nest for peace, healing, and calm. In and of all this energy, and to connect to your sacred yin, whatever archetype your yin is currently wanting to embody, you may need a little bit of sacred cocooning time to tune into yourself, to tune into what things have shifted for you during this Pluto retrograde energy. And now with Pluto direct, how do you want to empower yourself? How do you want to empower your yin to step up in the world? Capricorn does represent the world and society. So this is your chance, not your only chance, but it is yet another chance for you to step up in a way that is true to you and not be stuck in that way of wearing a mask. So that's it for today. Book a reading if you want to dive deeper into your personal chart, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.